Hey there, it is Mike Wise with CMG Home Loans and your weekly mortgage update. Today I'm reporting from Ronan, Montana. I'm going to a wedding today and didn't want to forget about a weekly update here, but wanted to give you a lot of the good news that's going on here in the market. So let's take a look at what's happened here this week with interest rates. So the Fed met this week and they basically came out with a couple of things. One is they did not cut interest rates, and so you can see that the Fed funds rate stayed the same here. So they did not cut, and they projected that it was going to go down one more time this year. So in the rest of the year, they're talking about one more rate cut, and that was down from seven in the beginning of the year. So we had a projection of seven in the beginning of the year, and now we're down to one rate cut. And that's just because inflation has stayed pretty sticky over the first 6 months of the year. And I'm not saying I like what the Fed's doing, but it is. The inflation is sticky, and that is keeping keep the rates higher for longer. So they did acknowledge that they still are in a restrictive stance with their policy. Even though the unemployment rate crept up by 0.6% and is still at 4%, which is very historically low in the scheme of things. And I'll go into that a little bit later. And then the quit rate was down. They acknowledged that the job openings were still lower, but still above those that are unemployed. So wage increases were slower. They're not keeping up with inflation. And a few more things that they went into, but they did not mention the birth-death rate, and that's the birth-death rate of businesses. And so that is a big thing. That's keeping the unemployment rate down further here, which is kind of making the numbers not look right. So what they did say is that 14 of the 16 Fed members basically said if it goes to the unemployment rate goes to above 4%, 4 to 4.1%, that is a point where they feel like the Fed funds rate should be lowered. And so there's a few members that thought the unemployment rate was actually going to go down. And then there's a couple of them that are basically saying that once it hits 4.2 or 4.3%, that's when they'll start to decrease the Fed funds rate. So where are they headed? This is the dot plot. This is where the Fed members, all of them, vote here, and they put where the rates are going to be over the next couple of years. So they do it over time here. And so you can see that the trend is going down over the next couple of years with interest rates. So again, rate rebound product where we guys give you a free refinance if you use us to purchase use us to do the loan for your purchase. We do the rate rebound where there's no cost for the for the refinance. But this is why we're doing it, because we think interest rates are headed down over the next couple of years. All right. And then inflation came out this week. CPI came out. Basically, both of them, the CPI and the PPI, they were very, very low. Bagels on both of them. The core went up 0.2% month over month versus an increase on the CPI. And then the PPI actually fell 0.2% versus the increasing. They were expected it to increase 0.1%. And so it actually went down further. So the inflation coming down, this helped the market significantly. And you can see the impact on the treasuries. The treasuries, the prices went up, and they went up to the levels, up to these what we call Fibonacci levels here. I won't go into those in detail, but basically the higher the price, the lower the interest rates. And you can see the yield on the 10-year that dropped way down this week. So it was a nice ride down here, down to almost 4.2%. It probably actually hit 4.2%. And went slightly below that, and then it jumped back up a little bit today. So, but interest rates are down. In fact, we see them going down below 6.99. I quoted a 6.625 rate today, and we do see interest rates flowing down. You can see from last week they were up at 7.03%. They dropped to 6.9. I expect them to be a little bit lower than that next week as well. So good news for mortgage rates. If you're out there trying to get buyers into homes, this is a great time to get them in. And then wanted to also invite you to the NAR settlement update seminar that I'm having at my office. It is on June 20th, so that is a week from today. And I'm sorry, a week from yesterday. And so you can basically sign up here, scan here to reserve a spot so I know how many people are coming to this. Right now, we've got about 25, 30 people coming to it. And we have Jennifer Felton and Don Larson, both attorneys. They're coming to the office and they're going to talk about kind of the updates of the NAR settlement. So anyways, wanted to get back to you here. I know it's a little bit different of an update this week, but I hope you have a great weekend. If you have any questions, I actually will be home this weekend. And so if you need any questions answered, call me, text me. Would love to talk to you. Have a great one, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.